Good evening, Vikings, and welcome to this volleyball contest between your Niles North Vikings and the Maine East Blue Demons. Now, I'm Anthony, and I'm here with...
I'm Dave. My name is David.
You have to think about that one.
Yeah.
A little bit of context on this team. Coming back from a home loss against their rivals, the Niles West Wolves. Very hard fought, but I think the Vikings are looking to prove themselves yet again in the season.
Tough losses happen, but you gotta bounce back from them. I have faith that they will. This is a good team, a strong team, and a strong team mentally. Coach VJ has been doing this for a long time. She's able to teach these players how to bounce back from a loss, because they're bound to happen, and I have confidence.
That's right.
And conference matchups always important.
Oh, certainly. The Maine East Blue Demons and the Vikings are common competitors here in the CSL.
And you know what? The records, Maine East does have quite a positive record, and so this could be a great contest.
Let's hope so.
Tonight's volleyball game features the Maine East Blue Demons against your very own Niles North Vikings. First, let's meet the Blue Demons.
We're now going to meet the Blue Demons. They're non-starters. Number 1, Stephanie Vu. Number 2, Siobhan Kelly. Number 3, Emma. Number 6, Ariana Matazic. Number 7, Martina Katasparos. Number 9, Leanna Heno-Trout. Number 12, Crystal Dang. And number 15, Emma Asian. And now for the Blue Demon starters. Number 5, Nikki Buchkowski. Number 8, Monica Hezivia. My apologies. Number 10, Jaden Copy. Number 11, Penelope Gumila. Number 13, Carla Leonte. And number 14, Mackenzie Walker. And their lib is going to be number 4, Sophia Warden. Blue Demons are coached by Coach Rintu Phillip and assisted by Monique Pineda.
And now let's get it up for the Vikings non-starters.
And now we're going to beat the Vikings.
Miriam Pasca.
Number 4, Mariam Pasca.
Amaya King.
Number 6, Amaya Kane. Number 10, Ariana Ardeliano.
Number 12, Rosie Alfaro.
Number 12, Rosie Alfaro Ortega.
Ellen Shaburko.
Number 13, Ellen Shaberko. And now the starters. Number 1, Savannah Thomas. Number 2, Kristen Tang. Number 3, Jody Vukic.
And number 11, Captain.
Not sure what's happening over there. Number 11, the captain, Dina Callis. I think through the bag, I'm confused.
Number 21, Sophia Campos. And the Viking libero.
Number 11, we're all discombobulated here. Sophia Campos, number 21. Oh my goodness.
The Vikings are head coached by Terry Manderju, and she is
Head coach, of course, by Coach BJ and assisted by Aaron French, Andre Shaw, and David Kishkevich. Now, David, I'm pretty excited for this matchup. Are you?
Of course, and just looking at these rosters, couple of key points. 3 sophomores, 2 on Maine East, 1 on Niles North pulled up to varsity. Always exciting to see sophomores pulled up, because there's some skill there, and a height battle, 6'2" versus 5'10".
Hannah Katrinta, I think that's who we were trying to say before. Whatever happened on the court there. A great rendition.
Always great to hear.
Let's just see these multi-talented athletes.
Absolutely.
They're student athletes, but now we gotta call her student athlete, artiste, singer. I don't know.
And it's always great not to just be happy about being a Niles North student, but to have a student singing the national anthem is always beautiful over the pre-recorded takes.
Exactly.
As I was going to mention before, a great height battle at the middle hitter position tonight. 6'2" Carla Leonte versus our very own 5'10" Sofia Campos.
Oh yeah.
A lot of big hits tonight. Expect it.
The game will get started shortly. Now let's talk a little bit about the JV game. Won by the Vikings. I think that last set was 25-14.
From what it looks like, the Vikings start off a little bit slow, but they got, especially in the second set, made their lead. What was it, 10 or 12 points?
I think there was a 12-point lead.
Yep. And the little bit of struggles finishing out. The Blue Demons were able to come back about 4 or 5 points, but with that much of a lead, not much was going to happen. The Vikings pulled it out 2-0.
Exactly. I believe Maine East is going to start out with the serve here.
Looks like it. Libero's on the court. That means we are ready to play.
Oh, our apologies. It actually looks like the Vikings are going to start here with the serve. I think that's number 3, Jolie Vukic.
As a senior, she's had a lot of experience, and she knows how to serve. We've seen it in past games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A couple of aces here and there, and if not an ace, it causes trouble for the opponents. And especially on these first couple points, nothing better to build momentum.
Exactly. It is going to be Jolie Vukic starting the game off. This is a real tone setter here, so you got to make sure you send a message to the other team.
100%.
Gets it over. And that's a point for the Vikings. Dina Callis, great game readiness to just be able to go up there.
You got to be ready for that first ball to go over. You never know, especially with a strong server. It could come over right away.
Gets over yet again. That's
right
long.
Back to the same receiver.
Free ball, and it's in, picked up by Edie. And that's out of bounds. Dina Callis yet again. Sending them out of our system. I mean, it's incredible.
Yep. And a tip can be lethal in situations like that. Just find them where they're not ready.
Exactly. Very low on the net, gets over. Outside hit and picked up by Vukic. And great hit by Kristen Tang hitting the floor there. Point Vikings. Now 3-0.
And no aces yet, but that's 3 times in a row now. Vukic targets Nikki Buchkowski, number 5.
Low again, and that's another point.
That's the 4th time, and there's the ace. Rolls it right across the net.
They're sort of prophetical in a way. Jolie Vukic gonna serve yet again.
Goes in the middle.
Set over, picked up by Mariah. Tang with another hit, but it sails out. First point for the Maine East Blue Demons. But what a message to send.
Yeah.
The Vikings are ready. They're hungry.
A quick lead. A good job by Mariah to run through the ball, get it up. Hitting errors happen.
Now serving number 11, Penelope Gumila. It's very short. Good communication there as Kristen Tang takes the outside and it's down to the ground. Point Vikings.
Makes its way down. Can't be mad at that. Gets past the block.
Now serving number 19, Mariah Edie. Gets over to the right. Sent to their middle, and that's a great hit. That's number 13, Carla Leonte. And yeah, definitely that height is coming in.
Yeah,
6'2".
And they have the timing right too. They're not waiting. They're not putting that ball high for the middle. When the middle's ready, the setter's ready. And that's how you get kills. Find that corner.
Leonte is definitely going to be the biggest challenge for the Vikings tonight. Picked up, and not sure what happened there. I think there's just miscommunication.
Yeah, looks like it.
Are you going for it, or am I,
Yeah. I think it's definitely expected that that's going to be the setter's ball, but, you got to communicate on that. If you don't, that's what happens.
Now serving number 14, Mackenzie Walker, a senior for the Blue Demons. Set to Tang on the right side. Great hit. Gauss again, she wanted a piece of that ball.
She wanted a piece of it. She didn't need one. All worked itself out.
Yeah, she's now going to be up to serve.
Yep. Well, we saw even against a tough team like Niles West what our serves can do.
Oh, definitely. Great spot, but it's picked up. And now out of system, they bump it over. That's a free ball.
Free ball. Finds Campos off the block.
And point Vikings. Nikki Brzezinski can't get it.
Mark it as a passing error, but that's what Campos can do. She can change the game. Not much changing. We were up 3 anyway. But.
Well, up 4 now. Dina Callis back to serve. Gets long, and that's off number 4, Safia Warden.
Even getting errors off the libero.
And that's supposed to be your strongest defensive player.
Yep.
So when you see something like that, you can have a little bit more fun with this team.
Only 11 points played so far. I wouldn't say have fun yet, but
Speaking of 11, Callis back again. And no communication there, gets hit in the face.
Gotta go up 3.
And Sophia, it's out, but great energy on that hit.
Just out, but the ball comes over free. You want to run a play that's going to get past the blockers. You got past the blockers a little bit too far.
Now serving Carla Leonte, number 13, off the Blue Demons.
I'm interested in how she's going to serve with all that height. Stays somewhat down, though.
Hang towards the middle and right in the center of the court where they always want you to defend.
Coach Shaw calls that the donut.
Yeah.
That's exactly where you want to go in that situation.
Puts me on a sugar rush. Tang serving again, goes long. And it's a double call to the Blue Demons. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's just something you got to be mindful of at this level.
For sure. Sometimes with the jump, when you jump set, it just happens. Got to be aware of it.
Tang serving again. Very low, and that's a point.
That's a great serve. Surely that's what she's looking for every time, because that
timeout called here.
That goes down right in front of the person passing.
Yeah, timeout called here by the Maine East Blue Demons. What do you think they're talking about there?
Really, they got to look alive. They've made some passing errors, but we've seen what they can do with the hit into the corner, and a couple of tips. They have potential. It's just a matter of getting it done more often.
Exactly. I'm surprised they're not going towards their very tall middle, Leonte, more often.
I mean, yeah, they got it once or twice, but now she's already out of the rotation. Even with 4 points, you'd like to score a couple of points on each rotation. They've only gotten 1 or 2 on each, and so you're just not giving her all those opportunities, and before you know it, the second middle's in the game.
It's not taking advantage of their advantages in this match.
Yep.
Height, big thing here. The Vikings are back on the court ready. Maine East Blue Demons deliberating as needed.
Taking the full timeout.
Kristen Tang getting ready to serve here. Her 4th, I believe, in this rotation.
I believe so.
Goes long again, and number 8, Monica, just juts out. Not ready for it.
Not a great pass, but also a great way for the Vikings to come back from a timeout.
Exactly.
They want to ice the server, doesn't work.
Well, thanks a lot, David. Goes into the net, but great run by Tang.
I'll knock on wood next time.
Number 5, Nikki Brzezinski, going to serve now for Maine East. Picked off. And that's a point for the Blue Demons. Poor connection there on the Viking end.
Out of system, you just got to save that ball. Number 1, Thomas isn't able to do that. again, mistakes happen.
Ruszkowski hoping to bring it up to 12-7. Sophia, just a little bit too much there. Hit it. See how she hit it straight down?
Yes,
that's incredible.
The net, but they say found a touch, then it found a touch. Thomas back to serve now. Up 12-6 Vikings.
Should be 13-6, I believe.
Get Coach Bramley on the field.
13-6, yeah.
On the court.
Thomas there, picked up by the lib. And great hit. Thought that one was out, but very close. Good spot by number 8, Monica.
And that's what they can do, even without the tall middle in the game. You know, there's definitely, especially at this level, there's strong hitters. And if they are able to get the right pass out, they can find them.
Exactly. It's like number 8 serving there, picked up by Kang and hit by Campos. Back row from Thomas into the net.
Not a bad sequence. You know, the blocker's there, the blocker was ready for it. You got to get that to one side or the other, and instead it goes down.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, Maine East cutting down on the deficit. Free ball to over, picked up by Kang.
Just to the right side.
And Campos sends it out. No touch on it. It's going to be a point for the Blue Demons.
And the Blue Demons scraping their way back into it.
Serving again is going to be number 8, Monica Aljeva. Very low on the net, goes off of Kang. And beautiful hit by Edie. That's out off of the Maine East Blue Demon. That's a point on the Vikings.
That's a great hit, even though it was somewhat close to the back or outside. Made it work. Hard enough hit.
Exactly.
You know.
Now serving number 0, Hannah Katrinta. Very short, but gets up. And blocked by Vukic and Callis. The power of friendship there. Both securing the point.
It looked like Vukic got a little more onto it, I have to say, but you know, great job being there. And I will say,
that's powerful.
Oh yeah, you know, it was good job being there. And the bump sets are accurate as that ball goes out of bounds. These bump sets from the Maine East setter are accurate, but it just takes a lot more time. And so, you know, you may be more consistent with that. I don't really know. But you're allowing the time to get there to the hitter, even if the hitter's good. You know, hitting against 2 blockers, never easy.
Yep. Now up to serve number 4, Sophia Warden. That's big, picked up by Katrinta and dumped. No communication there. Free balls instead. And another set over.
Tips.
You heard the skin on the ground there. Great energy.
Yes, it's a Callis who finds the court. A lot of aggressive play.
Exactly.
While she was in the front row, but now Vukic is in the back row. You know, that first tip, she's pulled it out a couple of times. It doesn't always work, but it always catches the other team off guard because that's just not what you're looking for.
Exactly. Number 3, Vukic up to serve. Set middle and straight into the net by number 13, Carla Leonte. Maybe poor timing there.
Maybe.
Or even too low of a set.
That was probably it. And, you know, even though she hit into the net, 3 blockers are there, always a good sign. They're ready for it.
They're saying it's a double on number 11, Penelope Gamila.
Again, it looks like she left her feet, she jumped for it, and that happens a lot.
Second timeout called by the Blue Demons. It was looking a little bit better
right now of keeping it together. It looks like, again, the Vikings on the court early, the Blue Demons using most of their timeout, if not all of it. And 1 minute can mean a lot.
Sorry about that tech error. We had a poor connection there for a second. I'm not sure if you heard that stunning analysis there by David Kishkevich up here in the booth.
No worries, no worries.
Number 3, Vukic serving again.
Zero's on the clock for a good 10 seconds now. What's Maine East waiting for?
I am very confused. Blue Demons now getting on the court.
Doesn't look like anything major happened. Oh, looks like an injury timeout.
Oh, unfortunate.
Nothing too major from what I could see, but break is needed.
Vukic
she's all right.
serving. Very loud crowd reaction. And that's on the ground. Thomas trying to get it up, but just not enough.
Yeah,
Blue Demon point.
definitely not a bad spot. Creating energy on the Blue Demon sideline.
And now number 3 off the Blue Demon serving. Mariah Edie, what a hit.
Edie gets some power on that swing and a great spot on the set. Just letting Edie get her whole body into creating power.
Incredible.
And gets it in the right spot.
And now Edie's going to be up to serve. Goes out and bumped into the net by number 14, Mackenzie Walker.
Just not enough on the back set.
Exactly. Edie gonna serve again. That's great, picked up by the lid. And no timing on the middle. I'm not sure what happened here.
I don't know if that was timing or placement, but either way, it ended up behind the middle. Can't do anything about that.
But you saw how strong she came out at the beginning there. It's unfortunate.
Absolutely, you know.
E with another serve. Out to Walker and set out of bounds. Point Viking. Good idea though to try to get that spot. That's what they teach you.
Yep. Could have went a little bit more into the corner, but
I think it was too far in the corner, really.
I mean, further left,
Okay,
not
okay.
back.
Mariah Edie with her 4th serve of the run.
Looked like it was going out. Libero takes it.
And
Number 14.
Walker, great hit. Outside attack, and picked up by Vukic. And Kristen Tang wanted to send it over, but just not high enough. Unfortunate.
Not bad on the aggressiveness, you know. Those plays can work out if you get your team by surprise, but, you know, not a hitter into the net.
Now serving number 14, Mackenzie Walker from Maine East. Gets up as Thomas sends it over. That is much better for number 13, Carla Leonte.
And you know what? I was just thinking, with Walker in the back row now, she got a lot of sets over the last 5 or 6 points. And so now with her in the back row, who are they going to look for? Obviously first is the middle, but I'm interested to see who else is going to make an impact. The outside, the right side, I don't know.
And ball more horizontal than vertical off of Katrinta. It's going to be a point for the Blue Demons. Cutting the lead a little bit, now down by 8 from 10.
But, you know, the amount to the end is major. 3 points for the Vikings could finish it.
Walker sends it back to Katrinta, and Callis, that's a double on number 9, Liana. And it's a point for the Vikings.
They'll call it a lift. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
lift. Okay.
I understand.
I did see the 2 contacts,
It
yeah.
looked like it, yeah.
But yeah, when you have that single motion, just try and bring it up.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Panicked a little bit too off the block.
Callis with the serve. Short and over. That looked like it was under the net, but it was out anyway.
Just barely.
Set point here for the Vikings. Gina Callis trying to fix it, hopefully.
It's a little bit excited. No reason to not be up 10.
Bump set and outside attack picked up by Viking. It's Savannah Thompson. You heard it come off the ball. Point and set Vikings. Vikings win the set 25-14, an 11-point lead.
You know, errors here and there, but the serving. I think we were
Serving is
limited
strong.
to 1 or maybe 2 serving errors compared to, what was it, 2 or 3 aces and a lot of broken plays off the serves.
Now, what do you think went wrong on the Maine East side?
Going out to an early deficit. You know, like I said at the first time out, their coach's main message is likely going to be wake up. And so they were never able to work themselves back out of that deficit, which is understandable when you're down 7, 8,
Right.
9.
You also saw a couple communication errors coming right, as you said, or as Coach Shaw says, in the donut, right in the center of the court. That's something that you got to be ready to pick up. You have to have someone, you know, ready for it. You can't be scared about it.
Someone's got to be ready for it. And, you know, I guess even though I mentioned a lot of broken plays, and it looks like Maine East is definitely out of their element when not in their correct positions. But, you know, sending the ball over free is a lot better than letting it drop in the middle, that's for sure.
Certainly. I'm here with JV manager Gino Hamoy. Want to give his perspective on the varsity game so far. Gino, what are your thoughts?
You know, I think our serving's really good so far. I think we're doing a good job, like holding the middle down. And they have a nice set on the other team, but I'm not sure what they're doing right now. But yeah, I think we're doing good so far. Let's finish strong.
And now you are the JV manager. Let's talk about what happened in that game. You know, very exciting, very energetic. A great W for the Vikings. You know, what did you guys do right in that game?
I believe we had a lot of talking. We managed the ball very well. One thing was our serving. We were really good with following the spots our coaches picked for us. You know, we fell apart at the end a little bit, but we got together and won the game, so that's good.
Thank you. That was Gino Hamoy, JV manager. Volleyball will be back in about 30 seconds. Back, both teams back on the court. We're ready for set 2. If you missed it, the Vikings taking set 1, 25-14.
And, you know, the Blue Demons of Maine East putting in some good work, a couple of great plays. And when they get it to middle number 13, something good's bound to happen, but they've only done it a couple times. And so the Vikings have been able to control the game.
Exactly. Now serving to start us off, number 11, Penelope Gumila, off of East. Sent, dumped by Vukic. Great game IQ. You know, she saw that would have been a little sketchy, so just the idea to send it back like that, that's impressive. That's a skill that they look for in college.
Absolutely, yeah. Comes out a little high, she knows what to do with it.
Number 1, Thomas with the serve, picked up by Walker, and hit out of bounds by number 8, Monica Hajeva.
You know, it had the power. I think she could have gotten a little more spin on it because it just didn't go down. That could have been a kill if it gets out of the court.
Thomas serving again. Very low on the net, and that's an ace.
Great serve.
I mean, Maine East should be expecting this by now.
I would
These
think
players
so.
love to hit low. They love to get right there above the net
And
on the tape.
you've seen a lot more short serves than deep serves.
For certain.
So I would think they're moving up by now, but doesn't look like it yet.
Savannah Thomas serving again. Again, same
Exact
exact spot, same exact height, same exact player, just not ready for it. That's
Looks like-
unfortunate.
It's like the coach now trying to say something to move a little bit up. It looks like
Try to keep himself calm. I mean, if I'm coach,
even, yeah,
No.
looks like Walker's moving into the middle.
will she do it again? And, oh my goodness. Do you call a
Wow.
timeout at this point? I don't even know.
Yep. Good call.
You do.
And the Vikings keep the serving going. From the first set, one of the main great points, the serves, keep it coming up with Thomas.
Definitely. I'm kind of at a loss. I mean, the biggest part of volleyball is being able to adapt to what's coming at you. And so the fact that the same serve happened twice to the same exact location, same exact player, and nothing changed about it, that's concerning if you're a Maine East Blue Demon.
For sure.
And again, you know, Thomas is a very talented server. So the fact that the lib isn't ready for that either, I mean,
yeah, the exact same spot, and good job for having the power and the consistency to be able to get it in the same place, for 3 straight times. And the coach definitely has something to talk about with his team, or he did. Timeout's over.
Thomas now serving again. I would lose my mind if nothing happened here.
I think she's switching it up here. Nope.
And you call your second timeout.
No.
Seriously, I'm very confused because Maine East might be a little bit lower than Niles North in terms of skill, but they're definitely capable.
Yeah,
So
for
the fact
sure.
that they're throwing out the beginning of the set like that is disappointing. Thomas shoulders got hurt by now. Finally picked up.
Block is there.
Hit by the lib.
Out to Edie.
Edie blocked and out. Point Viking.
Even when it comes out a little longer, Vikings are ready for it.
Well, they certainly have
expecting
stamina.
late. Yeah, that's for
The
sure.
only person using energy for those first 6 points was Savannah. Go, and
The one that was going out.
luckily they played it. That I was concerned.
Good pass.
Vukic
Gets to the right
to
side.
Campos.
Good job to keep it up.
Savannah top low. Oh my goodness.
Ran to perfection.
Mom, get the camera. That's incredible.
Feed Thomas. Feed Savannah. That's what we're getting at here. Instant impact whenever number 1 Thomas touches the ball.
You know, the S in Savannah stands for super really very good, I heard.
Can't confirm that one.
Walker with the back row and short, point Viking.
Oh,
Thomas serving yet again. I think this is her 8th.
shit. Is definitely off their game now. On the substitution, number 2 Kelly is in for number 14 Walker.
I mean, if you're Savannah Thomas, you're hitting it so hard, you know, your arms gotta be tender. The meat's falling off the bone here.
Oh my goodness.
It's now
Again,
10-0.
again.
You gotta feel bad for this team. You know, they want to set something up, but if you can't get the serve receive right, you can't win the game.
Yep.
Thomas, 10th serve here, up 10-0. Goes long, and finally, point Blue Demons off of a service error.
Yeah. You know, she was bailed a couple serves ago. That ball was definitely going out, and they played it that time. Not that kind of luck. But man,
Now serving, I
a whole
believe.
lot of faith now.
Yeah, now serving number 8, Monica Hajeva. As Edie sends it down, and that's a point for the Vikings.
Perfect. Everything's where it needs to be.
Yeah, the lib, Sophia Warden, just not ready for it, not low enough maybe.
Nope. It's like a substitution.
Thomas got subbed down. I'm surprised she was able to, you know, give her a high five after all that. As number 0, Hannah Katrinta comes
Now
in.
serving for the Viking, number 0.
It's like a little bit of a defensive substitution. Just make sure everything goes well in the back row.
Very short. Luckily, they're there. And it's a double called. The Blue Demons just can't catch a break.
Absolutely not.
And that's an unforced error. It's one thing if you're getting really good serves, but it's another thing when you just,
No, just double the ball.
you're not in the game, you're just boom, boom.
Yep.
Katrinta now, very low. And hit by number 2. That's going to be Siobhan Kelly. Blocked. Vukic down on the ground.
He's there.
That was on number hit 2. Vikings now up 13-1.
Just a great job from everyone.
I was not expecting that Jolie tonight.
I wasn't either. That's the best part. When
And
you don't expect it, it works.
And obviously the Blue Demons weren't expecting it either. Katrinta with another serve. Gets up, out of system, and Shaban into the net. That looked promising, but maybe just a little bit too far back.
Maybe.
Katrinta serving again.
And now these mistakes just look like they're out of the game.
I mean, this was still very winnable, and it's still winnable now, really.
Yeah, right. Actually.
Textbook setup. And Shaban gets it over. That's a point for the Blue Demons. That's Siobhan Kelly, a sophomore, one of 2 on the Maine East Blue Demon team.
Now
serving number 13, Carla Leonte. This is the player that we saw very dangerous at middle.
Yeah.
Great serve.
Serve looks good too, but Kang is right there to take it.
Great dump by Vukic. And it's out. That's point for the Vikings.
Just a lack of what's the look for precisiveness?
I don't know what you're trying to say. It goes out of bounds, luckily for the Maine East. Start tripping on my words here. I just can't believe it. But number 5, Nikki Pushkowski, now serving. Up by Edie. And down by Edie too, but picked up by number 4, Warden. Hit into the net, and that's point Vikings.
All 4 hits, the block was there, doesn't quite make it to the block.
Now, if you're the Maine East Blue Demon coach, you call your second timeout, you know, try to talk it over.
Did they not already call it?
They called their first of the set. And Edie, unfortunate.
Maybe I'm imagining. I thought they called both of them. Not really sure.
Now
serving number 2, Siobhan Kelly. Picked up by Katrinta, set outside to Thomas, and it's out of bounds. Unfortunate to have these errors when you were up for so long.
Yep. Not too far out. And I guess we can give Savannah a little bit of a break after the serving run.
I suppose.
But you know, you're gonna want those to go in no matter what the score is.
Kelly now with the longest run of serving on this team tonight. And I ended it. This is gonna be a point for the Vikings, just a little too low.
We gotta do a challenge one day. How many times can we jinx?
Yeah, I think it's
a positive thing? And
we do it a lot for the Vikings, but
Yeah.
well, it feels like we're part of the team when we do it to the
Unbelievable.
opponent. Try to get her in the head. Great idea there by Mackenzie Walker. Get out of the way.
Yep.
That would have resulted in a busted nose and a missed point. Now serving number 4, Sophia Warden. Very high. One-hand set, that was great. Ooh.
Great job from Campos being aware of where the ball is.
Hit by Ardelanu. Blocked by Thomas. Warriors can't get it over, or Blue Demons, but it doesn't matter. It goes out of bounds off the block.
A great sequence. There's a lot of things to be happy for on both sides of the ball. Demons come out with the point.
Yeah, cutting the lead somewhat. Now down just 10 compared to, I believe it was 14 earlier.
Yep.
We're trying to balance the budget here a little.
Slowly but surely.
Great communication there as Campos sends it, picked up by McKenzie.
Gets it to the outside.
Thomas, yeah. I think the Vikings are a little bit too comfortable, you know, having such an advantage, and now they're starting to fall apart a little.
Yep. And a lot of this, of course, Maine East with a couple of kills recently, but a lot of these points, Viking errors.
Warden with the serve. And Campos, are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Sophia Campos, great hit there. Straight down, that might have been a bounce, as we call it.
Let me just take back everything I said. Crowd is loud, as they should be, for a great play like that.
Seriously. Now up to serve number 6, Amaya Kang. Very low. Oh my goodness.
And again and again.
That's got to be outlawed in the game. That's too powerful. Amaya Kang, great serve. Low.
Fantastic. Low, powerful.
Yeah, fast. And it was going to get down whether or not it was picked up. Kang hoping to do it again. Oh my goodness.
A little bit higher. Still not a great pass sent over free.
Kang picking it up. As it's set to Campos and it's down. Now 20-8. It was looking promising for the Blue Demons almost, and now Vikings are back in full effect.
Just wait till Campos gets in the game because
second timeout called by the Blue Demons. Great timing.
Instant impact. They brought back the confidence after being looked like a little bit relaxed. They have the confidence, they have the energy, and when Campos is ready to hit the ball, good results come of it.
Exactly. So now the Vikings 5 points away from the set and the game here, 20-8. I'm very impressed with this team. The Vikings getting straight back out with 30 seconds left in the timeout.
And you know, 5 points, not much to doubt. And there's definitely hints of why Maine East is a winning program right now. They do have a record over 500, but today just looks like not their day. And there is definitely some ability on this team, but the Vikings look to be just simply overpowering them tonight.
Amaya Kang serving now. And straight to the face.
Bad reception.
You know, I think I said this last game, as a libero, you're expected to use every part of your body, including your face. As Amaya Kang goes for another serve.
Preferably not the face, though.
And again, this is a repeat of what happened at the beginning of the set. Maine East not ready to adjust, not ready to pick it up.
Yep.
This is unfortunate, and that's how you lose a game.
And of course, not to take any credit from the servers, man.
Oh, most definitely.
Thomas and Kang, but you're right. You know, if there's no adjusting, then it's just going to keep on happening.
Amaya Kang again. That one high, picked up by the lib. As it goes to the outside. Great out of system.
It's a little bit sketchy.
And the height coming in there for Leonte. And that is down. Point Blue Demons.
You know,
Great hit.
That's a great hit.
I believe that was number 8, Monica Hazjeva.
I couldn't exactly tell if that was in or out from here, but we'll trust the refs and just say that was a good hit. And there's some of that skill we love. It goes out to Pasca. A tip over, not particularly ready for it. To
Campos,
who finds.
Did you see her shoulder blade get out there? Oh my goodness.
You know, the most power you get is when you get your whole body into the movement. And certainly the hips, the shoulders, everything coming through for that hit in the back left corner.
Savannah Thomas back to serve. We know she's capable. She sends it low.
Exactly.
Luckily the Blue Demons have figured it out by now, but it might be too late. Campos! Sophia Campos is a beast.
Oh man.
now game set point for the Vikings, courtesy of number 21, Sophia Campos.
Not to be the philosophizer, but I said the sophomores would make a difference.
Thomas serving low, picked up by Walker, and it's out to the side. The Vikings win against the Maine East Blue Demons. First set, 25-14, I believe. Second set, 25-9.
You know, a great showing for the Vikings. Of course, all conference games are important, and they showed out today. You have to go home a little bit early. What time is it?
It's not
Way
even
before
7 yet.
7.
Great show here by the Vikings. So much went right. I'm kind of speechless. Impressive performance by all. Like the highlight, of course, Sophia Campos coming in clutch there at the end. Bam! Getting straight down on the ball.
You know, hard to put one MVP in this game because the serving was huge.
Serving was huge, especially second set. You had Savannah Thomas. Maybe 11 in a row. I couldn't even keep track. It was so many.
Was it really counting? But you know, a great team showing. A couple of miscommunications, but nothing major. And the Vikings made it work and then some.
That has been your match. What a great one. We'll be back tomorrow with soccer. And then after that, on Thursday, it's also soccer against the Niles West Wolves. Should be a good one. Make sure you're subscribed to NN Viking Media. Like the stream, do all that. Also, Twitter, we're also NN Viking Media there. We're running out of promos here. But from the entire Viking Media crew, good night.
Good night.